everybody, and welcome back to From the Desk of Studio Ultra. Today I'm going to be reviewing something very special. I'm going to be reviewing a 2007 test tube alien, so let's do this. Alright, so here is the test tube alien Tatsuni. It's a very interesting type of product. Now, I've reviewed test tube aliens in the past before, but they were not these kinds. They were the 2011 releases. And those were kind of my childhood because I grew up in the early 2010s. I've always been kind of interested in these, but I feel like I've been more interested now. They were very interesting looking. They have different kind of features and just all this different kind of stuff to it. I love the fact that the designs are completely different. Anyways, let's have a look at the packaging. So this packaging, I like the 2010 one better, or 2011 one. This one's pretty cool though, because it's got this nice little kind of red type of look to it. It's got the indestructible type of plastic that's just consuming the entire product here. But what it's supposed to symbolize is the whole entire egg crashing down, as the premise is that the eggs fell out of space. One cool feature is this like little lenticular thing going on. You can see like it goes from egg to a full-grown adult. It's a pretty cool design, but you can see electronic test tube aliens. Very nice. That's got this weird bubbly logo here. And if you look way over there, you can see there's an alien inside a test tube in the U, which is incredibly fun. And it's one of the designs, not this one, but it's one of the designs that we will have a look at on the back. As you can see, we got the full egg here. We got all the characters, Kyrian, Yagoni, Tatsuni. They're the good guys, apparently, because it says versus evil here, which is an interesting concept, because we have Takon, Dodek, and Shako. Now, I think Takon is the one that's inside the test tube on front inside the U. And you can see the web interaction right there. On the side is this little thing that tells you about the features. It's a really cool idea, a really cool concept to raise an extraterrestrial from outer space. It's so cool, and it was one that always just really intrigued my imagination and was really fun to do as a kid. I loved raising these little monsters. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this open. Alright, so here's the egg out of its packaging finally. Now we can actually get a better look at this card, which looks amazing. I love the way this thing looks. It's super fun, super cool. And there's a secret code as well. The website is dead, unfortunately, and I cannot use it on the website, so that's a bit infuriating, but hey, you know, it is what it is, and it's still pretty cool for what it's worth. Also inside, we have the food, which is the Slug packets right here. You don't even just pour water, you actually feed this thing. Let's have a closer look at the egg now. This is a really cool egg. It looks like a dehydrated or a petrified chrysalis of some kind, almost like this weird looking moon rock. And it's really made out of just some really fizzy material. You can see that there's all around the outside, there's this kind of dissolvable film to keep it all together. This is a little tube that's inside of it, I think maybe to keep it from sliding around. Maybe I just twist this and take the tube off of there. Alright, I'll just put this right back on. And then I'll have a look at the instructions. Let's have a look at the instructions real quick before I carry on. Here are the instructions right here. It's got all the characters on front. And on the back, it's just the web interaction, registration, and whatnot. So the whole premise of this is that usually you're supposed to use a sink. I'm gonna try something different. They always show the pictures in the shows, like actual pictures, like for water, filling these things up, and then they fizz, and then it's bad. I know it doesn't work like that, but I got a bucket for dumping it out. I've got a pitcher for pouring the water in. So I'll be rinsing and repeating in this very room. If I'm not mistaken, this version has 2 different color lights, maybe? I don't know. It's that or pure evil, or none of them do, and it's just a weird Mandela effect that's kind of going on my head right now. Holy cow, I just read this part, the survival part. They are actually doing their best to keep it very immersive, and it's super cool. Please pause to read this stuff, because it's It's actually really, really neat. And yes, I'm an idiot. I just now saw that this flashes different colors, and it's 3 different colors, not 2. This is a lot more complicated than any of the other test tube aliens I've reviewed in the past before. That, or because it was red, I've just been keeping it okay. But still, this is super, super cool, and it has like a light and dark mode, like the required amount of light and the required amount of dark. This is a lot more interactive, I feel like, and a lot more immersive. But let's go ahead and get these instructions out of the way. Words. And let's go ahead and hatch this egg. So anyway, let's take this off and let the hatching begin. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here it goes. Wow, okay, it's already begun. Let's go ahead and dump some of this out into here. Got a bucket, so. Oh, already you can see his face. Oh, that's awesome. Now there is a chance as well that the battery doesn't work. So there is that. Oh, it's hatching. It does have a green heartbeat, which, you know. It's already all over my carpet, but that's okay. Like I said, it's nothing that I can't fix. Oh, that's so cool. It is so great to have a test tube alien again, my goodness. Let's get a closer look at him there. You can see his little heartbeat there. It's slow. You can see that heartbeat though. That is so cool. And that's, yeah, there he is, Tatsuni. My goodness, that's super, super cool. I love it. You can see all the little residue here, all supposed to be the dissolvable egg sac. Now it's blinking red. I'm gonna finish him off in a sink, but now that I'm glad he actually hatched while still on camera on the desk. That's actually super, super neat. And I'm happy that he did. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish hatching him on the desk. I mean, in a sink, and I'll clean the rest of this up, and I'll try not to kill him. So let's go ahead and do that. In case you wanted to know, this was the result of the hatching. Which, you know, on the plus side though, the desk is dry, so there you go. But still, I don't recommend you try this. Do the sink method. I will be doing the sink method if you guys want me to continue reviewing this stuff. Alright, so here's Tatsuni, finally hatched. And I just absolutely love his design. I love his transparent head, his blue, white, and yellow color scheme going about him, and his weird butterfly face antenna matched up with this axolotl looking type of body right here, if you can have a closer look. Definitely, this is such a really, really cool design, and I'm super glad that I picked this up and reviewed it. It has such a unique and cool concept. If you saw earlier, of course, there was a green light because it was drowning. And you can see on top there's a sensor on that antenna to indicate whether or not it drowns. So now that it's not drowning and it's at a good level, it's got a nice steady red heartbeat. It doesn't seem to be hungry right now, so I won't be feeding it any slug. But yeah, it's such a cool concept. The 2011 ones, they were cool and all, but it was just a singular heartbeat. It didn't even beat like this does. This beats like an actual heartbeat. Let me go ahead and bring in the other 2011 ones just to compare real quick. As you can tell, these guys are fully grown, and I'll be definitely keeping a growth chart on this guy and updates just so that way you can see kind of the full extent of how this product is supposed to work. And as you can see here though, they just have this big ol' hole where the whole chip reading process should go on the computer. You know, that way it can be read, and that way you can also see the light, and it's very distracting. So this whole design that the head is completely transparent instead of just one big ol' spot transparent helps it to be a lot more just immersive and pivotal to the design, and also really, really cool that you can see all the weird nitty gritty on the inside, the chip inside of it and whatnot. Which, you know, thinking back to it, if they did do the opaque domes, or not opaque domes, but opaque heads with the one transparent spot, for the chip. Why don't they just remove the whole chip idea in the first place? So that way maybe they can just have a singular light. And I know, I get it. It's web interactive. It's supposed to be web interactive. I never had the website, so I don't know what I'm missing out on. And I'm never going to have the website because it's dead. But still, you know. But hopefully this guy won't be dead and I can keep it alive, because it does require a lot more than just the 2011 ones do. This 2007 version has 3 different flashes of lights indicating whether or not you're killing it. And also it has heart rate. It also has this light and dark mode, which is very weird and a very strange concept, to where if it's in dark for 12, it's supposed to have 12 hours of light, 12 hours of dark. If it's more than that, it'll start having a slower heartbeat and it'll start panicking according to the instructions, and that you have to take it into a different part of it, different light or dark, depending on whether or not you have it in the light or the dark, blah 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 blah. But as you can tell, it's a high maintenance guy, and I can see why that it was discontinued because of that. After all, you can't take it out and play with it. It just kind of sits there. But it's a grow toy. It's a glorified grow toy, in fact. Not only does it grow, but it does all these really cool things, you know. And granted, you could handle grow toys when it comes to getting stuff from the Dollar Tree, and this wasn't cheaper, and it had all this kind of stuff. So I can see why it went out of phase, but I feel like in today's world, these guys could definitely make a comeback, and they'd definitely be greatly appreciated. With today's technology and today's stuff, I think they could really make something awesome, and I would love to see them revive this whole entire idea and concept again.
Alright, good morning. So this is kind of an update. This is day 2 of the test tube alien growth. You can see his body's already starting to get a bit larger. And I discovered a lot of cool new things about him. First and foremost, the whole light and dark feature actually does work. I reviewed this yesterday evening, so by the time I went to bed, I saw the heartbeat slowing down because it was in darkness. This morning it stopped, but all you have to do is take this light right here and shine it at his face and it revives him, so that's pretty good. I'm not sure if this is an orange LED or not, but I kind of feel like I need to feed him anyway, just because, you know, just to get it out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, so I got a slug right here. I'm gonna be pouring out this to be able to get all this water in there anyway. So let's do that. It says to avoid any like skin or eye contact with this, which kind of bothers me. It worries me a bit. I don't know. Seems to like that. Just a quick example of what it looks like when it's drowning. That's too much in there, and that's the green light. So I'm gonna go and drain this out. Yeah, so that's about it for the feeding part. Works pretty darn well, I guess. Not entirely sure. You can't see the heartbeat because the sunlight is kind of... but it's there. There is one other feature that I thought was super cool that I didn't even notice until it turned dark, and I'll show you. So yet another cool characteristic about this guy right here is that he can glow in the dark, which is super cool. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. It did say that it's some semblance of glowing on the packaging, but the thing about it is like, I thought it was just referring to the light. I've never seen these things glow before, so that's a really cool feature. So just wanted to show you that.
Alrighty, so it's been at least 5 days since the initial hatching. I did feed him a second time as well, but I didn't record it. Figured why bother. But you can see he's already almost to the top, and he's over above the water level enough to where it's saying that it's hungry. So I got the third and final bag of slug here. Get this open. There we go, and then I'll get some water in there just to get things right back to where they're meant to be. Alright, so I finally got his water level back to a good place. And my goodness, you can see just how quickly this thing has grown already. He's already gotten so big and so tall. And it's already developing the neck that usually pops up on these things. For a while there too, like I knew it was going to happen to where these little things that are drooping down, these weird butterfly wings on its face, going to kind of poke the chest of it a little bit. And yep, it actually ended up doing it as I thought. But anyways, yeah. So that's about it for the third feeding. I will update you for when it gets to the final stage of growth. We can just dump out all the slug water and, you know, it's all the way to the top. So yeah. Alright, so now it has been a full 2 weeks since initial hatching, and this guy is completely and fully grown. Now, of course, it has the inevitable test tube alien neck that usually just starts to form out of nowhere, and it really concerned me with the whole antenna, because I think the antenna are made out of plastic, but they might actually be made out of rubber, which is a whole lot better, and that means it bends when it reaches the top. So hopefully, since I got all the slug out and kind of rinsed his tube here, that it will stop growing and stay in this state, because I don't want the head breaking or the antenna breaking at all, and I think he will stop growing. Generally, that's how it works and how it goes, is as soon as the neck is there, it's completely and fully developed. But yeah, you can see he's all the way to the top, completely grown, and it's just super cool. It was super fun raising this guy. It was really enjoyable. Like, there were times that, oh my gosh, he's even drowning right now because the water is getting close to his antenna. But there are times that, there are times where the heartbeat got slow, and there were times where I had to use light to rejuvenate it and keep it alive. Like, you actually have to pay attention to this thing and not neglect it, which is actually super cool, and makes it a little bit more realistic in a way. But yes, guys, that is the complete life cycle of the test tube alien. It's fully grown. Before I finish this, I do want to show you what he looks like fully grown and glowing in the dark. Alright, so as you can see, I kind of have him under a light right now. Now this is, of course, just to kind of charge up the glowing kind of aspect to it. But if I turn off the bottom light here, there we go. And then get the top light as well, which is the brighter one. Should be able to show up. There we go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that looks really neat. Guys, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments on what other stuff you want me to review. I really appreciate you guys dropping in and seeing all this stuff. And let me know whether or not you want me to do more test tube aliens or not. It depends. I think this was a really good experience. I really enjoyed it. I would not be an objection to reviewing more of these, but if you feel like that it's just a waste, then go ahead and let me know, and I'll just go ahead and move on. So let me know what other stuff you would like me to review if that's the case. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you're having an awesome day, and you will see me in the next video. Goodbye.